Hey everybody, I'm Bella Deadwood, and welcome to part 3 of 6 in the Halloween special. Before we get started, I just want to say thank you to those that pointed out that the audio quality was really low. It was very quiet in the last 2 videos. I edit these with my headphones on, and I never bothered to take them out so that I could hear what it sounds like without headphones, so I truly didn't know that they were so quiet, so thank you for pointing that out to me. These next ones should be much louder. While I can control the volume, I cannot control my cold. I apologize if I sound terrible for the next week, and thank Fox Bogan for helping me out with this video. He's another storyteller here on YouTube, and you can find a link to his channel in the description box. Keeping up with the strange nature of October, here are 5 Glitch in the Matrix stories for you to enjoy. In 1992, I transferred from a small private high school to a large public high school. I have a somewhat uncommon name, and up until this school, I've never been to a school with anyone with my same name. Shortly after transferring, I saw a cute guy putting a folded up note in my locker. I took it out and it was addressed to me, but then the girl one locker to the left appeared and told me it was from her boyfriend, and it was to her. Turns out her name was the same as mine, so I remembered the guy and his girlfriend pretty well. At that point, I never really hung out with either one, or knew them very well. My new high school was huge, and I think they were a grade or 2 ahead of me. I remember his name, though, at the time, and when the news ran stories of him being arrested for murdering a young girl, who was later found in a dumpster, I was shocked. The story was something like he had molested an elementary school girl, then killed her and disposed of her body in a dumpster at E.B. Raines Jr. Memorial Park. His friends always maintained his innocence, though I have no idea if he confessed or any of the specifics. Again, I never knew him very well. Anyways, it was weird because I was just now looking up the specifics of the murder, and there's no record of it on the internet. And my friends now don't ever remember this having happened. I've come to the sub for help and or advice, as I had a very spooky experience the other day, and I'd like some healthy skepticism to deal with it. Note, I am a major skeptic. I love perusing this sub, though, just because I would like to be proven wrong one day. This is my experience. Last night, I drove home from the Sutherland Shire to Liverpool in Sydney at around 8 p.m. for around 45 minutes via Heathcote Road. Prior to this, I had been driving in the daytime and had experienced no problems with my car and had not consumed any alcohol or drugs before I set off driving. I've driven home this way many times before, both alone and with a partner, and had never experienced anything similar about what I'm about to describe. About 20 minutes into my drive, I start seeing funny flashes that look almost like fireflies in front of my windshield, and start hearing low-frequency, short bursts of vibration that sound a little like an annoying mosquito, but more electrical. At this point, I believe it's just the effects of microsleep, and somehow a fly has come into my car and is just buzzing away like a bastard. None of this has particularly unnerved me until I hit a stretch of road just after the ANSTO nuclear facility, where the noise becomes very frequent and very loud, and the flashes are constant regardless of how often I blink or how many other cars go by. At this point, I start thinking it might be my car's wiring that's gone wrong. However, this can't be the case as A, it is a very new car that has been serviced regularly, and B, I've been nice and gentle with it today as opposed to my usual thrashing. Here's where shit gets weird. From the ANSTO facility to the Halsworthy Army Base, I experience non-stop pings, flashes, and I smell a very sickly, sweet, fruity smell from the Lucas Heights dump on the way that in no way mirrors any other trip down this road before. During my drive, I turn the radio all the way down and slow down from the speed limit of a 100 kilometer to 50 kilometer, just because I have no clue what the fuck is happening. The pings continue to be loud, regardless of the noise level in the car, and definitely do not sound like they're coming from inside. I hear 3 separate, distinct pings once I reach town, and hallelujah, street lights and civilization in 15 minutes. And since then, I've heard nothing. At this point, I have no clue if the skeptic just got scared into believing.
This morning it was just me and my 13-year-old twins at home, plus our 3 dogs. All of our bedrooms are upstairs, and everything else, besides the main bathroom, is downstairs. Our oldest child has his own room, and our 13-year-old twins share a room. It's late in the morning when I leave my bedroom, which I have not done up to that point. Because our dogs are prone to going in and out of our boys' rooms occasionally, they will get trapped in behind the twins' bedroom door, which swings shut due to air currents or gravity or whatever, I'm not sure. We haven't lived in this house but since July, so the first thing I do, instinctively now, is check to see if any dogs have gotten stuck in the twins' rooms. I can hear the twins goofing off downstairs as I go to open the bedroom door, and I find it's locked. Like most of our doors, it has a handle instead of a knob to turn, and I'm putting a decent amount of force into both to turn the handle and push against the door, and it's securely locked. As I'm playing with the door, I hear scratching on the other side of the door, which implies we have a dog trapped behind the door, and since I'm lazy, I don't have any clue where all my tools are, other than they are in boxes somewhere yet unpacked. Now in a bad mood, and upset for the twins being so lazy, I hunt around my bedroom and the office for anything I could pop the lock from the inside. Nothing I can find is working. The hole is just too small, or I'm not getting the mechanism to unlock. In desperation, I take apart one of the other doors to see how the unlocking mechanism works, which shows me I need a small flathead screwdriver to actuate the mechanism. At some point I also text my wife, who is working today, and tell her what's going on, but I don't wait for a response. I still cannot find anything. Up to now, I have held my peace with the twins. Finally, I mentioned to them, quite casually, hiding my dark mood, that their bedroom is locked, and did they know they have a dog stuck up there? No, they said, it's not locked at all, Dad. I went up there earlier, and it was fine. What? I repeat, that I found it locked. No, Dad, it's fine. Why would it be locked? I checked my phone, and the wife said that the twins put all the dogs outside when she left, so that there couldn't be a dog stuck upstairs. Fine. I go upstairs, I check the twins' bedroom door. It opens right up. No dog, no locked door, no resistance of any kind. I'm certain it was locked for the first time. I tried to open it, and got nothing. My children couldn't have unlocked it, without me not noticing. So what happened? I really don't know.
I have absolutely no physical evidence of this ever happening, but a close friend of mine and I both have clear memories of a Ubisoft single-player RPG called Hood, in which you get to create a Robin Hood character and lead a band of outlaws. It was hugely popular amongst people I knew, and had some critic acclaim from what I remember. I'm going to describe the game in some detail, to maybe jog someone's memory. The cover art is an ambiguous figure that is almost a silhouette of a hooded character with a bow. The landscape is the first part of the map you see in the game, which is a city or town in the distance, and everything is kinda gray-green and muted. Pretty standard video game cover. There's a long cutscene at the beginning that shows you returning from the Crusades, and you reach the top of this hill where you can see what is supposed to represent Locksley from behind, and then it pans around and your face is obscured by a hood. Here is where you choose your gender, name yourself blah of blah, and create your character, which is a very Skyrim-esque process. Then you click done, and there's a cutscene where you pull off your hood, and then you walk down to Locksley, or whatever you named it, and the game begins. You have to play through the first part where you end up becoming an outlaw, and it's very decision-based. Then you have to complete a bunch of mini-quests to gather or marry men and women, and set up a camp which grows as you progress through the game. Each time you rescue someone or save a town, your population grows. You build more huts, that kind of thing. There are 2 parts to the game. One where you wander on your own, collecting stuff, hunting, etc., and the other part where you manage your town of outlaws and take your men on raids to steal from people. You can also have new bows and weapons built and collect or create new clothing and armor. I assume you eventually get quests where you start giving back to the poor, but I never got to that point because the game just doesn't exist. My digital copy on Xbox is gone, as is my friend's. No amount of Googling reveals any results. No one knows what I'm talking about, and I don't know if I need to go see a doctor or if this counts as a glitch. Please let me know if you remember a game like this, even vaguely, and offer any explanation for my experience, including just calling me crazy. The game, it came out around the same time as FIFA 16, for time reference. Yesterday evening, I took my dogs out for a walk with my boyfriend. We have 4, so we took 2 at first and then the second 2 after that. I got a call from my brother asking me to stop by his house, as he had a gift for me. He was just getting out of work and would do a quick run and meet us at his house. This was convenient because my brother lives on the main street, about 1 mile long, that leads to the high school in our area. We took our dogs up the road and were planning to stop at my brother's on the way down. We reached the top and sat on some rocks in front of the school. My boyfriend wanted to jog, but I wanted to take it slow. We decided I should start walking, and after a block, he would start jogging and catch up with me. I started my walk down alone. The dog was normal and cute. All of a sudden, I hear my name being called out by my brother. In the middle of the street, and in the dark, I heard my name being called out. A white van passed by, but no other vehicles. I looked around and actually called out, "Alan?" No response. When my boyfriend jogged up to me and said, "Where is he?" I asked him what he heard, and he said, "Your brother. Is he around here?" We got the idea that maybe he was in the white van and calling out for help, so I called him. His wife answered and said he went to my parents' house, where I live, because my mom had been worried that my 2 dogs left at home were howling, like crying. I called home and got word that my brother had just left the house. We kept walking down, wondering if my brother has passed us without us seeing him, or what happened. About 5 minutes later, he came jogging up the street, telling me Mom was worried about me and to call home. I told him I did, told him about hearing his voice near the school, and he was confused. I suggested he end his run early, just because it kind of worried me that I had heard his voice, but he insisted on finishing the run and told us to meet him at his house. We got to his house, and he joined us there shortly after. He told me our parents had been worried someone was lurking around in our yard, so they asked them to check out the perimeter. When we got home, my boyfriend and I also checked out the yard and found it normal. It was a weird experience because both my boyfriend and I clearly heard him when he wasn't there. My dogs were also a little anxious for the night, so I'll keep a watch out. Hey everybody, I'm Bella Deadwood, and thank you for watching part 3 of 6 in the 2015 Halloween special. I realize these stories aren't particularly frightening, but they are strange, which I think kind of fits in with the Halloween spirit. Thank you once again to Foxbogan who helped me with this video, and thank you to those who commented on the last 2 videos saying that the audio quality was really quiet. I'm really excited for tomorrow's video, guys, and I hope that my cold can subside enough that it actually sounds as good as I want it to. Anyway, I'll see you all tomorrow, and until then, I leave you with your nightmares. Goodbye, guys.